Hello YouTube, and today I want to show you my Occultist Magic Find Cold Vortex build. Sense of my build to farm divination cards and currency. Also it have around 400, 450 rarity on build, so we can drop rare uniques sometimes, like Mageblood, Headhunter, Squire, and around 90 quantity in better gear with divination distillate, around 96 in max. With Tuparia it's more, it will be more 100 quantity, so it's good. In this league GGG nerfed Headhunter because of changed rare monsters to Archnemesis mods, but recently they buffed the Headhunter by changing the duration of mods on you from 20 seconds to 60. So huge numbers of people started playing on Magic Find. My build is designed for a solo game. If you have an Aura bot, you can use setup with Wind Reaper and Ascetic with white quiver, so provide more quant and rarity to you. Why an occultist instead of popular deadeye? I played deadeye Kinetic Blast for a long time, and I can say that the build is as boring as possible and bothered many for so many leagues. Also, an occultist have smoother gameplay because of explosions, chill enemies around you and Blade Vortex, so you need just run forward and not stop to kill enemies even in slowdown moments of your FPS. It is almost impossible to die after receiving buffs because blades all kills mobs around you like tornado shot. So you can also use a Winter Orb build, but instead of Blade Vortex it's more expensive to make it comfortable like BV. So that's my gear. I use default quantity stop, bow, because it have most biggest DPS with Blade Vortex with my gear. Sadima touch with elemental weakness on hit, Headhunter, Gold Worm, 20 quantity. Of course, I used to Ventur's Gamble with high resistance and much higher quantity. You can use Paria if you want to have more quantity, but you need that resistance, so I prefer to use to Ventur's Gamble. Of course, Greed Embrace because of just quantity. Rare helmet, so that's interesting in this build. I use it with mana reservation efficiency of skills mod with Essence. Also, you prefer to have rarity on it with some attributes, because occultists have some problems with strength and dexterity because of high requirements dexterity with bow. You can craft another bow with low requirements of dex, but it will cost around 4 or 5 exalts just for base with double damage. Important to have Blade Vortex duration, enchant, and mana reservation efficiency implicit. Increase damage, power charge, it's just like damage. You can craft another one. I have Great Wolf Talisman because of higher quantity that I have. It also have global crit chance. You can also have spell damage, cold damage, max life, defense. Also charisma because I need many auras on me. On bow, very important to have physical damage converted to cold damage. On Crusader base also we need to use a quiver with gain of physical damage as extra chaos damage implicit. Attributes and life, it's not important, but if you need, you can have it easily on it. To Flask, I recommend to use that setup. You can use Taste of Hate instead of bottle-faced. Armor Flask with a reduced effect of curses with Solve Your Goal. We have around 90 reduce of curses, so elemental weakness, temporal chains and feeble, it's not affected by us. Quicksilver with additional elemental resistance because of we have too low resistance, and with some flasks we have 75 on map. That's need to receive some buffs at start of map. Bottle face, just crit chance and regeneration of life, because we have a life setup, and just simple gold flask to rarity. But I have a 30 rarity craft. So that's all. Let's start to look get gems. In gloves I have frostbite with Vortex and Awakened Hex Touch with Bone Chill. Also Flame Dash with Second Search and Clarity. Just use Val version to use Val Clarity on maps. It's good and comfortable for me. Also use Val Grace to be more defensive on 80-100 delirium maps. In helmet I use Herald of Ice with Molten Shell Val version with Enlighten and item rarity. My auras, why I use Purity of Ice Val version, because I decide cold resistance more important than other one. You can use version with Petrify Blood and that's provide full-time work Divination Distillate. Also Enlighten, Hatred, Determination, Held of Purity and Zealotry, just damage. In bow setup I have Blade Vortex Val version, 26 level, with Inspiration, Awaken Unleash, it's important. Power Charge and Crit, increased critical damage support, which I swapped with another item rarity. When I receive some buffs, I just swap it and have additional rarity on mobs. I have 2 Forbidden Flash to use Frigate Wake. It's very OP ascendancy because of cannot be shield, cannot be frozen, 15 more cold damage, and now bit shield enemies deal 10 reduced damage with hits. Also additional curse, explosions, of course, White Beacon and Forbidden Power, so provide us too much RF effect and too much increased damage because of we are stuck in power charges. I use 2 big clusters with Doran Lessons, Deep Chill and Blanking Snow. Deep Chill is not important, you need Blanking Snow and Doran's Lesson. Third skill you can use whatever you want. With 3 important nodes will cost around 8-10 exalt, so I don't buy it. 2 Forbidden Flames, of course. Medium cluster Javel is vast power, so provides too much RF effect, and Tower Retreat, so RF effect and max life. Powerful presence to Hatred has 15 increased mana reservation efficiency with attributes, so attributes is very important to us. It's the reservation, life, power charge. It's very important Javel because we need corrupted blood and phasing, militant phase with Templar Dominus because we need inner conviction to more spell damage per power charge. We have 21 in maps. We have now we have maximum 7 charges, but in map we can have 8 with Headhunter buffs, and with 8 charges we have 24 more spell damage, so it's close like Pain Attunement, and with second clusters there was power torrent read and another was power and torrent read, so we have 3 of them. Watch your eye, of course, with physical damage converted to cold damage, and critical chance enemies on consecrated ground by zealotry. We have 100 conversion physical damage to cold. Also I have pure will, it makes us to reserve 3 purity of ice, additional dexterity, and the chance to blind enemies. Also you can play with Mageblood setup if you have Mageblood. Exchange our tree with 3 inspired learnings here. With Mageblood you can have easily your elemental resistance cup, chaos resistance cup with chaos flask, and easily 120 rarity of items with that flask with 70 and additional 25 increased effect. You can test play with squire and 8, 10, 12 links wand, but it's too much expensive for that build. I recommend use simple hunter version with bow, without meldings, without Mageblood. It's just for fun. If you need, if you have, you can test it, but I don't recommend. That build cost me around 150x, so now it can cost lowest. About Sentinels I use just quantity and rarity with that tree, simple tree. So that's all I wanted to tell you about the build. Then there will be a build gameplay video. Good luck to everyone, and until the next video.